Well, here we all are, Sara announced cheerfully, entering the room behind the three frozen kids. Danny looked up from his drawing, the crayon dropping from his uncoordinated fingers. "Danny, eat," he yelled, patting his tummy with both hands. "Yes, Danny, we're all going to eat soon," Sara agreed, nodding to the boy. "Who that?" Danny shouted back, pointing at Brian. "That's my little boy Brian," Sara replied. "Who that?" the teen shouted again, now pointing at Megan while he's twiddling his toes together. "That's Megan. She's a big girl like your sister Rachel," she answered. Apparently satisfied, Danny rose awkwardly to a squat, then stood with his arms out for balance. Once he was fully upright, he stuck his hands out towards them and toddled over. His legs were bowed out widely, but they couldn't tell if that was due to the thick diaper or just his immature gait. In any case, he seemed able to walk and even run on his own, but clearly not with very much skill or balance. He made a beeline for his sister, wrapping his arms around the poor girl who was still trying to hold back an urge to throw up. "Ah!" Sara cooed as Danny gave his sis a big baby hug. All eyes turned to the couch just then as the sound of suckling abruptly stopped. The string of milk and spittle broke as Sue's head slipped back into her mom's cradling elbow. Brian's eyes were big as saucers and he felt drawn towards Amanda. He moved across the room towards her, barely aware he was doing so. Amanda didn't seem to notice or care about his interest. She only had eyes for the big baby in her lap. Brian was standing right before her soon enough, licking his lips and feeling glad the tight pull-up and overalls hid the reaction he was having. Then a hiccup broke his concentration and he glanced down at the teen girl lying across the couch before him. Sue was a pretty girl, but it was clear that she was now nothing but a big infant. Her bare legs were bowed out by the thick diaper, even more so than Danny's. They twitched and kicked without coordination. Sue's eyes were wide open, but there was nobody home. The baby blue eyes stared vacantly between the ceiling and her mom's face, glassy and empty of recognition. A rivulet of slobber was creeping down her left cheek, her chin already wet with milky drool. Sue burbled and spluttered silly meaningless sounds before bringing her hands to her mouth and chewing on her fingers. As she mouthed them, Brian was able to see that Sue had no more than a couple small teeth. It was a stunning sight. "Is Sue all done feeding?" Sara asked. "Yep, my little Susie's had her nummy-nums," Amanda replied. "Okay, let's get the kids ready," Sara said.